The fear is, with summers as hot as this, followed by dry winters, we might see that. Taps running dry. So what are the potential solutions? First idea, pump more water from where it's plentiful in these massive steel pipes to where it's scarce. And that's what they're trying here in Lincolnshire, with a run that goes all the way from the Humber estuary down to Colchester. When these pipes are connected, they'll be capable of carrying 84 million litres a day, a total of 250 miles. The ticket price is £500 million, and there is an environmental cost too.
It's very energy hungry, energy intensive, especially across a flat region like ours. We use a lot of pumps and pipes to move water around. And actually one of the considerations we've made when we were building this pipeline is how we can make it the most energy efficient and the least carbon hungry as possible.
It is a massive project, cutting through fields and roads in a sweeping line through East Anglia. But the company insists it's essential.
We know that if we don't move water around our region, taps will run dry, and we're not talking about in the next sort of 20 or 50 years, we're talking about in the next 5.
There's a water shortage across a large part of England, not just the southeast. Have they got the water in the Humber area to spare to send down to East Anglia?
Yes, and that's the idea, that the water is more readily available up on the Humber bank, and by building this pipeline we can increase the resilience right across the region. You also pull quite a lot of water out of the ground in abstraction. Is that going up or staying the same? What are the rules on that? So we're actually lessening our abstraction, the amount of water we take out of rivers, but to the tune of about 84 million litres a year in the next 5 years. And that's because we will need to protect the environment. And actually this pipeline will allow us to do that, and we'll be able to actually turn off some of our river and groundwater abstraction points as a result of moving water via this pipeline around the region. This project is all about moving water. What about catching more rainwater in the first place? In reservoirs like this one at Rutland Water, the trouble is most of the ones we've got around the country are running low. So we're walking on what should be water.
Yeah, so if the reservoir were full, it would be up here, and you can see that at the moment it's down here, so about 80% full, a little bit lower than we would expect at this time of year because we've been going through a period of dry weather, so it's absolutely critical that we do have these stores of water.
I think I'm right, this is one of the last, if not the last reservoir to be built in this area?
Yeah, so we haven't developed reservoirs in this country of this sort of scale since the 70s, but we are now looking at proposals for new reservoirs, and I'm working on reservoirs in the Anglian region. We are proposing 2 new reservoirs.
They're likely to be sited in Lincolnshire and the Fens. Each one could cost £1 billion.
What we do know is that they are going to take a long time to develop, so they're really long-term projects. We're working...
What does that mean when you say long-term?
So we're working on the early proposals and early design work now for water to be available at customer taps by the late 2030s. So
wow, so nearly 20 years away.
Really long time.
Changing land to lake is a very lengthy, costly business, which is also likely to upset some of the people who live there.